We're running out of time because he is on a schedule. We appreciate it. The dialogue is good. It can be continued and should be continued, obviously. But it will be up to you, sir, because this is your schedule. Okay, please. It's your schedule that we're coaching.
I just have a wonderful suggestion, and your perspective is what you're saying. Why don't we just import 500,000 soldiers over here, station them for 2 years, and let them all vote? Case closed.
But even the DEIS says that when you bring these soldiers in, it dilutes the rights of Chamorros to self-determination. So even the U.S. at least, the Marines recognize that, hey, we can overrun you guys. So the idea that allowing those non-Chamorros to vote is not dilutive, the DEIS and the FEIS says, hey, it dilutes the right. So somewhere along the line, we're recognizing that the right to self-determination gets diluted by bringing more people in and having them participate in the process.
Okay.
I really want
to make a final
To
note?
answer the question the gentleman posed, that is there something that, in the federal government or whoever is behind all this, Congress stuff, that may prevent us, or we would have some thing to prevent us really from exercising it. And what is it? Can you say something?
Well, as I reviewed the history, it seemed like the obstacle was the fact that there's substantial disagreement here about the proper role of the Chamorros in relationship to the others. And there was a disagreement about what the relationship should actually be. That this mutual consent idea is not sustainable in terms of a relationship that would keep the people here as citizens. If they wanted to be freely associated, then they could have a mutual consent type of arrangement. So somehow people need to rethink the approach a little bit. And in terms of I certainly understand the sense of loss that the Chamorro people had, and the sense of wanting to control their homeland. Obviously, that's a very deep and important feeling that people have. Whether that's going to work to say that the 37% make the decision for the rest, I'm not sure how that's going to be seen by the rest of the international community and the rest of the United States. So it seems to me that in terms of a strategy to become self-governing, you want to work together and you want to try to get more on the same page so that people support each other and approach Washington and the United Nations with a more cohesive view, and then people are more likely to pay attention. Sir?
Following up in your thoughts in the international law, we were placed under non-self-governing territory in the United Nations. It puts in a situation like on a foster father, foster child situation between the United States and Guam. Now, what's the legitimacy of the United States condemning land from the Chamorro people? It's like, is there the legitimacy of a foster father taking the resources of a foster child? I mean, does it really, legally in international law, does this Anderson Air Force Base Naval Station really belongs to the United States? Or is it really just confiscated and it's temporarily in the hands of the administrative power?
Well, absolutely, and so you're at a total disadvantage because you don't have any clout in Washington. You don't have anybody who has a vote, and nobody pays attention to you on these important issues. So you've got to move in the direction of having a vote in Washington or becoming independent or freely associated. Otherwise, you're doomed.
But what is in your opinion right now is the real legitimacy of this land ownership? Is it really belongs to the United States, or really still belongs to the original landowners that the Chamorro, they were taken away from the Chamorro people? In your opinion?
Well, of course, the lands may have different regimes on them, but I agree with you that many of the lands have been improperly taken and should be returned to the Chamorro people, absolutely.
So, as far as we could then try to close these bases up?
I think that you have rights that can be asserted, but you're at a disadvantage because you're not self-governing and you're at the mercy of the United States at the present time. So I'm trying to be constructive and help you get to the point where you could have better voice, a bigger voice, and get people to pay attention to you.
Thank you.
Anyway, thank you all for your attention.
And to close the session out, sir, here's a token of our appreciation from the University of Guam. It's our memento for your taking us to be the 10th presidential legislative lecture. Thank you.